right, one part of our lesson today is we are going to paint the negative space around the leaf shapes that we cut out last time. So I'm gonna put my name on my paper and my class code, which is gonna be 3, and then the first letter of your teacher's name. And then I'm gonna flip it over. It's really, really important, guys, that you have your name on it, all right? It's gonna be harder to hand these back next time if you don't. Now I have the leaf shapes that I cut out last time, and I'm gonna arrange them on my paper. My paper is on a messy mat. Now we're gonna do this I'm gonna call you up in groups because we're not gonna do this at our table. We'll do it at the center table. But I'm gonna arrange my leaves on my paper in a way that I like. I'm just gonna lay them out. Now, you'll notice that some of mine are going off the page, and that is okay. But what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna have them overlap each other though, because then we won't see the leaf shape next time in order to be able to draw the leaf. All right, once you have them arranged in a way that you like, then we're gonna spray them with the cool colors. The cool colors are going to be purple, blue, or green. All right, and we're just gonna use little spray bottles. Sometimes I use these types, and sometimes I use like an actual spray bottle. We will use whichever one is working best when your class comes into art. Sometimes they clog. All right, so I'm gonna just spray, and I don't wanna spray super close, guys. Because what happens when you spray close is it looks like that. That does not look nice, okay? We don't want our leaves to fly off the paper. So I am about 6 to 8 inches back, and I'm just spraying with paint. And I'm not focused on spraying the leaves. I'm spraying the negative space, guys. Remember, the negative space is the area around the leaves. That is what we are focused on painting today. It works best if you're not shooting at it from the side, if you're going over on the top, because then you don't get the paint to kind of slide underneath. Now, once you have it kind of so that there's little bits of paint in all the empty spaces, then we're gonna peel these up. And these actually go in the recycling bin. And you can see that we have left the empty spaces for us to fill in with the leaves and the details and the colors next time. But this needs to dry, so this is gonna go on the drying rack. And while you guys are waiting for your table's turn to spray and paint the negative space with the cool colors, you can be working on practicing blending the warm colors on this sheet. So I'm gonna put my name and my class code on the sheet, and we're gonna use chalk. Now I have trays of chalk. This has every color. This has colors that are not warm colors in here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out some of the colors that I wanna use, and I want to use the warm color. So let's see, orange and red and yellow, there's 2 yellows here, are primarily the maybe I'll get this orange too. Those are the warm colors. Sometimes you can use a couple bonus colors. So this light kind of yellow green, that's next to yellow on the color wheel. Sometimes that gets pulled into the warm colors. And then this, it's not a straight purple, it's like a red violet. Sometimes that can kind of get pulled into the warm colors as well. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here are the warm colors, red, orange, and yellow. But really, the warm colors are half the color wheel. So red violet and yellow green, those 2 colors can kind of go either way depending on the colors that it's used next to it. They can either look warm or cool because they're kind of in between. You're also going to want a paper towel. Now this is we're just practicing. We're going to use these skills next time on our final artwork. Now with chalk, you want to blend the colors that are next to each other. If you're blending colors that are across from each other, you might end up getting brown. So be mindful of the color wheel. Yellow is next to orange, and so I'm going to blend those colors together. We don't want to draw with lines. Notice how I have all of my chalk on the side and I'm just coloring it in softly. We don't have to press hard. That's going to give so much extra chalk dust on our paper. Once you've filled it in, mostly you can wrap a paper towel around your finger and then blend. All of that loose chalk dust will fill in any of the little white spaces that we had. And so you don't have to press super hard with the chalk. Extra dust, I'm just kind of like shaking off my paper a little bit. And so you're going to practice different ways to color in your leaves. And so if everything doesn't turn out perfect today, that's fine. This is just practice, but you're using the warm colors to blend on your leaves. At the end of class today, you'll have your worksheet with the leaves colored in with warm colors and your background sprayed with the cool colors on the drying rack.